It's time for the Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1689, recorded Thursday, August 23rd, 2018. A Cornucopia of Crap. On this episode of the Giz Wiz, can you buy an air conditioner for under $30? I head to the backyard for an ultimate grilling gadget, and on the warehouse, one of the lowest tech warehouses we have ever seen. All next on the Giz Wiz!
It's the same old show with Dickie D and OMG chat on your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease, under pathology, rows and rows of USBs, glowing LEDs. Get ready for the Giz Wiz now.
And here he is, the entrepreneur of Tech Gadget Podcast, Dick DeBartolo. How you doing, Dickie D?
I'm doing fine, sir. And you?
Doing good myself. It's been a crazy busy week, like 2 weeks. Just a ton to do, lots of stuff going on, trying to make sure to get everything in order. September, my cat's jumping around. September is just it's not September yet, but just looking at September has gotten me busy and working as hard as I can. So.
Oh my gosh! I know next week we're gonna do 2 shows, and then I think 2 more, and
yeah, I think we might have 3 Giz Wizzes in 1 week.
Yes, I think we are. I think we're gonna do 2 and then 1 and. Anyway, I had a great day yesterday. Today's our anniversary, Dennis and I.
That's fantastic.
It is our 6th year of being married. And what was great was Dennis and I met because of a video clip, okay? And it was a video clip that took place 38 years ago. And I've been trying to find it. And I was talking to a friend of mine who is a big Mad fan, Jason Levine, and also is very good at finding things. And I mentioned it to him, and he emailed me. He said, I called the Paley Media Center, and they might have one show of the show you talk about. It was a magazine show called 7:30 p.m. Magazine. It was on CBS. Wow. And on it, I play Alfred E. Newman's campaign manager for Alfred running for president. And how it got Dennis and I together was that we were both members of the New York Health and Racquet Club, but we didn't know each other. And so on the 7:30 magazine, I was Alfred's campaign manager, and they just let the camera run. And I said, Alfred's a dark horse candidate, but believe it or not, we already have about 700 dark horses who will vote for Alfred. And then what was funny back then is not funny now. And then I said, and believe it or not, even though the election is 2 weeks away, we have people voting at this minute. By the time the election comes around, Alfred will have 7 million votes. So back then that was outrageous. Today it's kind of, I can see it. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Dennis happened to see that where he was living, and a couple of days later when we passed each other at the New York Health and Racquet Club, he said, I saw you on television. I normally would be embarrassed to talk to somebody, but you work for Mad, so you seem like a nice guy.
So you're not too professional, at least.
So you're not too professional. Yes.
Whatever.
And he said, one day you want to have lunch, and So to see that clip again, and the amazing thing is the one copy of the show they had was the one I was on.
Wow.
So at the Paley Center, you go there and you type in on the computer what you want. And because of Jason, one of the curators gave us a tour. He said, I'll show you stuff the public never sees. We'll take you downstairs. We'll show you the old way where he showed me cases of half-inch Sony tapes where you would write down what you wanted to see and someone would go down the basement and look for it. And
Wow.
over the years, everything's digitized.
That is wonderful that it's digitized. Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
and there is a Paley Center in New York and one in LA.
Wow.
So be aware of that. You go there. There are several not booths like you saw. Dennis and I were at a table, and there are probably 10 of those tables in a big room. And you type in on the computer what you want. It searches the database. If they have it, like in 45 seconds, what you're looking for is showing on the screen. It was quite amazing. Now, they couldn't let me make a copy because they don't own the copyrights to it. And fortunately, thanks to Facebook, I explained that I just continue to talk and there's no announcer or anything. And someone on Facebook said, the reason you did that is that there was an LA version with a different host. So what they would do was introduce guests, and then they would just run the guest video of the guest talking so that they could use the same video without any editing at all. So anyway, so it was a great day yesterday, and we had a super lunch today, and hundreds of people congratulating us on Facebook.
That's incredible.
That's great.
Wow. That's yeah. There's no way to top that. That's
well, I know. I mean, it's just bizarre.
It's also like so thankful that one episode was recorded and it happened to be yours. It happened to be.
I know, and I told the guy, I said, I have a warehouse with boxes of. He said, "Oh, if you ever want to gift stuff to the museum," I said, "Well, I probably have lots of game shows." And he said, "Oh, we can just borrow them." He said, "We'll borrow them, digitize them, give you a digital copy, and give you your tapes back." And so I hope to be able to add some video to their collection.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just getting that. Just if you're just thinking of the cheapest way to digitize footage, that would definitely be it. Because digitizing footage is not an inexpensive procedure.
No, exactly.
But then having it being in a museum for your tapes that you have can be searched for generations. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. That is genuinely awesome. That is incredible.
Anyway, so it was a fun 2 days here. Not intense work like you were doing.
Yeah. Nothing exciting has gone on with me. It has been nose to the grindstone, just trying to get everything finished, extra products ordered, things packed, all my ducks in a row with travel. I mean, it's
my gosh.
Yeah,
yes.
It's been like a week of that. So that's been my week. Your week was way better.
Way better.
Very cool. Well, we have an awesome
speaking
episode.
of cool, a great segue. Speaking of cool, let's watch the first video. What would you say if I told you could buy a bone-chilling magic air conditioner for $89?
Whoa.
Okay. Would you believe it? I didn't believe it, and I did some research, and I found you don't have to spend $89 because on Amazon you can spend $20 and $7 shipping, or you can spend $42, or you can spend $38.
Pick your price.
Or $26, or another $26. There's $38. These are some different ones. We're back to $26 and some money for shipping. Anyway, so this is it. And I mean, if I paid $89, I would be really disappointed. And the reason I did it is I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, and they have tons of them. Bed Bath & Beyond, they're $40, okay? $39.99. And how they get away calling it an air conditioner, only in the booklet, evaporative air cooler. But in a lot of the ads, they call it the air conditioner. And a high-powered air conditioner is not normally run from a battery pack, okay? So it can be run, if you have one of those little AC adapters,
you can plug it in a wall, plug this into that, plug it in the wall. I ran it from the wall. I ran it from this. The results are pretty much the same, which you'll see in a couple minutes. So actually the unit is not bad. And this is how it works. You open this little door and you fill it with water, okay, which I'm doing now.
Does it need to be
and
cold
why is
water?
it on a towel? Because
Does what?
A lot of people
Does it need to be on cold water?
Their unit.
You can put ice in it if you want.
Take any chances. My unit has not been leaking. This is the, let's plug it back into
Leaking AC.
our battery pack here. And let's see, this side goes up. All right. So that's plugged in, and let's turn the battery pack on. Boom. And now this will work, okay. When you turn it on, it goes green, but you get to pick the color you want. There's a little color selection here. And I like the dark blue because that blue matches that blue and the blue down the front. I think it actually, it's fairly well built. That's low, medium, and high. And that's the whole thing. There's a little filter in the back. The instructions in the booklet, as I said, are more honest. As they tell you, it's best if you want to be cool to be in front of the unit at about no more than 3 feet. Okay? In the instructions, it says on the box, put it in the bedroom, put it in the basement, put it in the kitchen. Yeah, you can put it anywhere. It's not going to do anything. It's
Put it
very
3 feet in front of you.
misleading, but it's not badly built. And I'm picking it up again, just checking. Mine is not leaking. All right. It's called Arctic Air. And in a minute, I'm going to show you the results of having it run in front of our water clock for about 30
weather
minutes.
station.
And we ran it directly in front of the water clock. So let's take a look at the results. So we're showing you the results here. So when we started, the temperature in here was 82 degrees and the humidity was 47%. Now I'm coming around to look. So it dropped the temperature by 3 degrees. So it went from 82 to 79. And the humidity, it went from 47 to 56. So it raised the humidity by 9% and dropped the temperature by 3%. Now that's running on high and sitting, let me just see, just about, wow, probably 7 inches in front of the machine. So that sort of shows you how effective the machine is. So now that I got that part out of the way, I'm going to put it down on low. Okay, so on low, it's pretty decent. And now this is medium, and you heard high. Something else my machine doesn't do that the instructions say, it says when you run out of water, 3 seconds out of every 60 seconds, this light will turn yellow and blink.
The big
This
blue
machine
light or
doesn't
whatever
do
light
that.
you choose.
Okay. So all in all, it was a fun thing to waste $28 on. So it's not a buy for me.
Yeah, that doesn't
Now-
seem like very cold.
No, the funny thing is, the very first time I took it out of the box and ran it for about 3 minutes, I said, this is like a miracle thing. Dennis, when he was after the first piece of the video, he said, this thing is amazing. The problem is it starts raising the humidity and you start getting less cold and more damp. So if you were in Vegas, maybe this would be okay, but it's
Yeah,
it's not.
You don't
it's
want
not
it to
good.
raise the humidity. That's gonna
A
be
lot.
annoying.
Yeah, 3 degrees down and for temperature and 9 degrees up for humidity, 9% up. Was
Normally,
a
I think
lot.
an AC will try to do 10 degrees less than what the room temperature is what I think that it's like a good AC unit can do.
Yeah. And it's
So-
taking out the humidity.
Right. It's compressing the air, which removes humidity.
Yes.
So yeah. So.
So
not
the
so-
reviews are fairly terrible. Most of them give like 2 stars.
Depending on which
but
one you look at, too. 'Cause-
Imagine someone who answered that $89 ad.
And how mad would you be?
Oh, but you know what? Go back to that picture. Now, there is a real piece of crap. That's something I did years ago on the Giz Wiz. That $29 thing. That's a tiny fan, and you throw like 2 ice cubes in the. Oh, look, includes an ice cube tray. So that is a tiny fan, and you throw ice in the back. Oh, there's the
Wow.
little. What is it? How much is that one?
$30.
$30.
Yeah, that does not look very good.
No. At least this thing for $28. It's fairly nicely built. But that one in the picture, that is a riot.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
a lot of people, even people in the chat room, are saying just buy a box fan. And
Right. I mean, that's what I was wondering the whole time was, I wonder if you just stuck a fan on yourself, would that be better? Would that
Yeah. You could put a couple of
better.
ice cube trays in front of a fan.
A fan. Use that DIY fan
Oh,
contraption I
yes!
used. There you go.
That's
fixed.
great.
That would probably also raise the humidity, just to be honest. But yeah.
Yes. Anyway. So
Yeah,
the
reviews are
Autodesk-
pretty horrible on most of these. I just haven't
Yeah,
clicked
25 plus.
Yeah, 52% of the reviews are 1 star. That's a pretty bad situation.
Oh, there's someone else doing what we were doing.
Yeah.
Exact. Yeah. If you're dying to have one, if you go on the Bed Bath & Beyond website, there's always get 20% off one item coupon for you that you can print, and that would bring it down to $32. But if you look on Amazon, you can get it for around $26. But only if you really live in a dry climate would I.
Or if
say
you have a cold and need a humidifier, that's another option.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Or put it in front of your air conditioner. Then it works great.
There you go. Yeah, just feed it right into the.
Exactly.
have the air
It's like a relay fan.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Anyway. All right. So from something you might not buy to something I find interesting, and if you have kids, you might be interested in this.
An interesting story from Josie Mangata, who is a sports mom. She's driving her son to ball practice, and he forgets his backpack. So she goes home to get it, and she picks it up, and it's like a bag. And she goes, why isn't a backpack more interesting? So she sets out to design a very interesting backpack for kids. And I think, ta-da, she succeeded with this. Okay.
Whoa.
So it's called the Star Sports Backpack. And I believe they live in Ohio. She started with Ohio State. And now there are more than 30 of them. And so this is an actual hard case. And then inside we have 2 compartments. So the back compartment, probably you might have trouble seeing this. The back compartment, there is a padded place for a laptop. I'll bring it over here. A padded place for a laptop or a tablet. And then in the front section,
There's a head.
you have a place for everything else.
There could be. It's
Pens,
huge in there.
Whatever you want can go in the big opening there. And then mesh side pockets. And interesting thing, if you want to become rich. She said it took 6 years from the time they started to the time they got it on the market. And about 2 years of that is getting licenses. You can imagine what a nightmare that is to try and get, I believe there are more than 30 schools now, to get all 30 schools to agree on the design that you've come up with. So I just heard something fall down here. I got it. If your team isn't, let's go over to the website here. So if your team isn't available, they also sell these backpacks blank in various colors. So you actually could design your own backpack for your team or whatever you want for your office.
High school.
They're really great
Yeah.
fun. I think that is really striking. If you're
I have
young,
no idea what the leaves are.
I will not be wearing this through the airport.
Kills.
And they're reasonable.
Confirmed
They're,
kills.
$50, $49.95, and I think the plain ones are about $45. I like it.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, it's a good idea to change up a backpack to be something a little different. Whoops, I can't get off this video. There we go. Monocaster.
Okay, yeah.
Waffles, are you doing something with Monocaster again? I swear.
Yeah, she had to pull her on the key. She said, I'm freezing that shot.
She can hack this thing in a microsecond.
Yeah. No, if you're looking for something different, I mean, that would certainly be an attention getter. And they're under $50. Oh, just from that little video. I think it's just 15 seconds. I think they show the inside of it maybe a touch better than the movie. Oh, I think they don't. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
But they're quite formidable. Oh, there's a
Yeah.
look inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see if you're looking for, if you have that kid that really wants something different,
Different.
and they're into sports, this is pretty
This
perfect.
is it. Yep. Yeah. Star Sports Pack.
Star Sports Pack. Very cool.
Pack. Yeah. All right. And now a new wireless charger. So let's take a peek at that.
Hey, the Giz Wiz with a unique wireless charger. So a couple of months ago, one of the fans of the show, Mo, sent in a video about this. And I like this. It's a wireless charger. But what was unique about it, or is unique about it, is that it has a built-in flashlight. Okay? So if you're traveling, it's nice to have a little flashlight with you. And what happened was I bought one, and I wanted to buy another one, and it was no longer on Amazon. That is happening a lot lately, where gadgets just vanish, especially electronics. So I went shopping, and I said, I need to find something else unique. And I did find something from Gorilla Gadgets, all right? So they said it's the smallest 10,000 milliamp charger, wireless charger. Mo's is 10,000. It's a little bit smaller that way, but I think it's a little bit fatter. So probably volume-wise, they're pretty much the same. But I'll tell you what I like about this one is it is a wireless charger. So let's put my phone on here. And, okay, so it started charging it. But now, when this runs out of power, a couple things. It's the only one I know of so far. You can recharge this with USB-C, all right? Or USB, a micro USB. But wait, there's more. You can also charge this by putting this on top of another wireless charger. Okay. Now the lower one is charging this one. Let's put my phone in a case on top of this one. Oh, look at it. Went green up and it just started charging there. So, as I said, this is a silly thing to do because why not just charge the phone from the bottom one? But if the bottom one is connected to USB, the bottom one is micro only, micro USB. So if the bottom is being charged, it can charge this while this charges this. And I assume you can also charge out of both of them using a cable. So you could charge 4 things. And how much does Amazon charge? So Amazon, you know what? I don't believe this. I'll tell you what happened. I did this morning.
Which is yesterday
ABC
morning.
News, and they sold them all out. All right, they're $30. And there's usually a little box here that says, would you like 5% off? And if you click that, it gave you 5% off. Anyway, it should come back. It's Gorilla Gadgets, all right? And if not, there are a ton. I don't know of many where you can both charge it wirelessly and it can charge things wirelessly. But I'll look and put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen many wireless chargers that are also chargeable wirelessly.
You know what, Chad, I think in my notes that I sent you, I suddenly thought, why not go to the manufacturer's website? And if you want it in white, every other color is out of stock. If you click red or black, sold out, sold out, sold out.
Oh, it's just that center ring. That's it.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just a cent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's just it's just the ring they're talking about. So if you want one, the only difference is that it's $5. Okay, at the top of it says flat rate shipping $5. But I like it. It seems very well built. And the company makes a ton of gadgets. I haven't bought anything from them before, but I like the build quality of it. And I like the fact that they have an official website that you can actually read in English. So,
Exactly. And I swear, Amazon has changed, just completely changed their business model. It kind of used to be, you take a product that everyone knows of, you could buy it at Walmart and look for it on Amazon. But so many people now are doing what's called white labeling, where they will take a product that's made in China, order 1,000 of them, put their label on it, and then sell it on Amazon. So if they have a hit, they sell out, and they're not prepared. They're not the original manufacturer. They're just a brand name, and they work on marketing and they work on SEO stuff in order to get big on Amazon's stuff. Yeah, and looks like Bleak just found it on Alibaba.
Did he? For
yeah.
what, 9 cents?
Probably. $12. Looks like.
Oh my gosh.
$12 to $13, depending on how many you buy. So there you go. You could get it white,
my gosh,
black, gray, whatever you want. Gold is sold out. And so this is what a ton of companies do now, is they will get something that's made in China. They'll throw their logo on it.
Yeah.
And then that's and they'll they'll market it really well. They may even come up with their own box, their own instructions, so it's not Chinese translated instructions.
Yes.
That sort of stuff. And it's called white labeling, and they'll just label it for themselves. And then they'll sell it. But if there's a big influx, they're not ready to handle it because they haven't bought enough product yet. So that happens a lot now on Amazon.
Yes. And there's the other kind of labeling, that the one that Mo recommended. It comes in a nice box that just says wireless charger.
Right.
So that no matter who you buy it from,
right.
There's no brand name. There's no indication of where it just says.
You can
but
really
it looks
tell.
Yeah.
It looks better than the laziest white labelers are the ones where it comes in the Amazon box and it's just still in the original poly bag that came from China. I got the. They're actually over here. These whatever these lace things for the food.
Yes.
They came just in a clear plastic bag that just said food protector, on the front of it, and so this is definitely one of those products that just came directly from China. A company just worked a little bit hard to make it sellable on Amazon, and that's all they do. And so if a product, you'll see these products just disappear forever, even if you liked it, because maybe it didn't sell good enough. If they bought, say, 200 of the product and it took 3 months to sell all of them, they go, it's not a good enough product, or we're not going to buy that one again. So yeah, that's why.
And Captain J found it for $18. So Captain J found 18. Oh, did he find both of them? No, Bleak found it for $13.89, and I guess Captain J found it for $18.
Now that is a bulk price.
Right, but you also have to wait. I think one of those said 30 to 38 days to get it.
Yes, 20 to 38 days for if you want to buy it for $13, it'll take about a month to get to you.
Okay.
But you can order up to 1,000 of them at once if you want.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. My Christmas shopping's done.
Exactly. For your entire, neighborhood in New York. That's crazy. Okay.
All right. Wow. So that means that we are up to Chad's crappy.
But you might want it at Chad's.
Ted's Crappy Corner.
No.
Get it?
Okay, so we are in gadgets for cooking outside, cooking in the great outdoors. And this is actually a multi-tool. And I'll cover it in the video, and then we'll come back out and talk about the price.
Okay, very good.
And where you can get it. So take it away, me from moments before. Hey Diggity, so here we are outside for Cooking Food Outside month. The grill is already going. It's a little bit smoky. It's kind of smoking off some of the excess oil, but here we are with the Grill Wrangler. Now this is a product by Corky. We know Corky. This is the ultimate outside food tool. It has a spatula, it has tongs, and it even has this crazy fork thing inside of it. So this is the packaging. It's really nicely packaged. It tells us a little bit about the story on the back because that says what Corky is all about. So let's go ahead and open this up and I'll show you what it's like. Here it is outside of the packaging, and it really has three components. With a slider in the middle to switch between all three of them. Right now this is in spatula mode where it's connected just like this, and the metal is kind of framed so that it could work pretty well as a spatula. If you move this forward, it will unlock out of spatula mode. You can see this little slider down here. And so as long as this is you can put it together, latch it all the way down, and it's latched in a spatula, move it forward to unlatch it. The teeth come out, but you can push it back in. So now you have tong mode, so you can pick up things and move it. And then you can slide all the way forward, and once again it will lock. This has a kind of a double locking action. So if you push all the way forward, now it's locked again in the fork mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to make up some fajitas. So I'm gonna throw these fajitas onto the grill with this and see how they work for me. Vegetarians, look away. Not exactly which mode to be in right now. I don't know, fork mode or... let's switch into fork mode and see if that's going to be better for me. Pick up these fajitas. Or... I'll be honest, in tong mode, it doesn't really work out. They're too big and too slidey compared to, like, say, normal tongs. I have some normal tongs here. These are normal tongs that I could just kind of easily pick it up. Oh, that's disgusting. So that, I would say normal tongs work a lot easier than these tongs. So let's move that on. This should be in multiple layers because it's fajita meat. So let's move this around. There we go. So far, working pretty good. I'll be honest, it's a little frustrating.
I think it needs Velcro.
It needs Velcro, yeah. Pretty good, maybe not so good.
to
normal tongs.
Oh, there you go.
To get this, so that's a pretty big fail on the ultimate tool, because it was just not working out. I just could not get the control that I needed on the grill. So we're gonna grill these bad boys up. So I used it kind of as tongs, didn't really work out. The fork is probably the best mode for this type of grilling. Come on, let's go. There we go. The problem is that the fork, if you push it in too much, this will become unlatched, and so you switch into tong mode by accident. Get off of there. There we go. And then finally, there is spatula mode. And that's a pretty thick spatula. It's a little difficult to get underneath the meat. There we go. Oops, nope, not quite enough. So I tend to just switch into fork mode in order to flip things over. So I would say that the best mode is fork mode, but you could just get a fork instead of all that. Once the meat is nice and cooked as it is, it becomes a lot easier to use as a spatula, as tongs, and then the spatula mode is pretty crummy because it's just such a thick spatula. Might be able to... I'm pushing my meat around. So, all in all, 2 two modes out of the three are not so great, I would say. The fork mode is the best, but really you could just get a much better fork without this crazy stuff on the other end. That's about it, I'd say, for these. So we now have some fajitas that we'll cook up with a little bit of thanks to the Quirky Grill Wrangler. Here we go. Okay, so not so great, I'll be honest. It's kind of a fun little thing to like maybe talk about and break the ice. It's really well made. The handle and everything works well together. The locking mechanism works well. But if you're just going to use some this fork thing to skewer, this entire spatula is kind of in the way. And also, because of the locking mechanism, like I said, sometimes you'll skewer something and it will push out of the lock because that's just how the locking mechanism works. Do you like it, Waffles? Okay, so the cost. So this is...
it's got to be pricey, right? I'm going to guess...
Go ahead.
20. I'm going to guess it's either 20 or 30.
Yeah, exactly. It's $20. So $20 for all of this. And at that price, you could probably get some inexpensive spatulas, forks, and tongs. It sort of got good reviews, though, didn't it?
I
don't understand how. I just, like, the reviews are very good. Too large for my hands. Okay, well, I didn't have that issue. I just had the issue of if you're grilling, oftentimes I need the tongs the most. And it didn't work very well as tongs. And it also didn't work very well as a spatula because it's like 1/4 of an inch thick. Once the meat was cooked, once it wasn't raw and sticking together, it was much easier to use the tongs to move back and forth, as you saw in the video. But still. So I would say it gets 2 stars from me.
You get 2 stars, okay.
2 stars, 2 stars. So in my opinion, it's a pretty crappy gadget. Sorry, Quirky. It is quirky. You could always say that about it. Also, in cleaning, I realized that it was really difficult to clean inside of the groove mechanism that holds in this fork. Oh. And I didn't really like that. There's this, it has to slide between
I see that.
2 metal things.
Is it dishwasher safe?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay. You hand cleaned it.
Yeah, I did. Dry promptly after washing to prolong stainless steel life.
Mm-hmm.
It does not say on the packaging if it is dishwasher safe.
Probably not.
Yeah. So yeah, not a great product in my opinion. Not a fantastic thing.
Right up there with the Arctic air conditioner.
Exactly. Okay, well that is Chad's Crappy Corner. Let's move on to Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy. Together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play in Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
Foghorn. Oops.
On. Okay, so Mo, who's a regular contributor to the show, sent us a gadget that is really low tech, but kind of interesting. So let's see what Mo has.
I just bought this on Amazon. Cost me around $10. Comes in a regular plain box.
Oh, that's much smaller than I expected.
This is what comes inside the box. It's made of bamboo wood. So, okay. No wires, no batteries, no nothing. Let's see how well it works. I'll put on my favorite podcast. This is how it normally sounds on my phone.
It's time for the Giz Wiz
with Maz Maddest Writer, Dick DeBartolo. This episode 1671, recorded Thursday, April 19th, 2018. See you laser.
Okay.
It's time for the Giz Wiz with Maz Maddest Writer, Dick DeBartolo.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
This is episode 1671, recorded Thursday, April 19th, 2018. See you laser. That was the one episode I think I forgot the background music. On today's episode of the Giz Wiz, we have a 3D laser printer.
Your PC. It's time for the Giz Wiz because gadgets are his business. They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease. Under technology, rows and rows of USBs, rolling LEDs. Ready for the Giz Wiz now.
It's time for the Giz Wiz with Maz Pretty loud. Writer, Dick DeBartolo.
It does make it louder. It makes it a little echoey, I think.
Recorded
Yeah, like
Thursday,
bassy.
April 19th, 2018. See you laser. Yeah, that was the one episode.
On today's episode
leave the
of the
background.
Giz Wiz, we have a 3D laser printer. You heard me right, lasers on this episode. We have some awesome new fake ivy, a viewer video, and a not so crappy corner. All next on the Giz Wiz.
Show with Dickie D.
It definitely makes it louder.
Yeah, I agree. And more directional, I feel like.
Yeah.
They've got a gizmo sickness, geek disease. Under technology, rows and rows.
It does kind of sound better outside of it.
I think it does. I think it does.
Okay.
Anyway, well, I'll tell you a very funny story. At this last week, I talked about New York Now, the show New York Now.
Mm-hmm.
One of the booths had these things, but giant size, like about this big.
Oh, wow.
And I tell you, putting the phone in it sounded worse, more tinny.
Yeah.
The thing was, they started at about $80 and went up to like $100. The guy had a giant one. I think it was $180 or something. So it could be a phone holder that makes your phone a little bit louder. But I think, and also we're hearing it through his microphone.
Right.
I think it does almost sound clearer
Outside?
with just the phone speaker.
So yeah, and I will say this though is I listen, like I've mentioned. In fact, Mo has sent over stuff for me to listen to things while I'm in the shower. I listen to podcasts all the time in the shower, audiobooks. One of the issues that I have is not that the phone isn't loud enough, is that it isn't directional enough. I have found that if it's just sitting, sometimes I'll set it on the corner of like the glass partition. It will be pretty loud. But if I use some device to shape the audio to aim directly at me, if I put it in a cup, sometime, like a mug, I've seen that sort of stuff. Or there was a product that sort of did this sort of thing. I think it was you just set the phone right on top, and I used that for a while. That it helps a lot because now the sound is pointing kind of directly at me instead of spreading out everywhere. So I could see that it would help there. It wouldn't. The quality isn't better, but I'm at least able to hear it because it's pointed at me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah.
Yeah. Can you go to a thing in the chat room from Bleak?
Yeah.
He says the giant megaphone ceramic horn amplifier. Maybe this is what you need, Chad.
There we go. This is it. Oh my God.
What is this cost?
I feel like I need to play a Ricola commercial out of this. What on earth? So we're looking at this huge.
Is it from Fred?
Sono il dritto di Chicago Sugar Bay. Arrivato fresco da Sense.
It just aims it. It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
it
my
looks
gosh.
interesting. Also, what happens? What is that? An iPhone 5? Is that only crafted? What happens if you have the iPhone 10 or 8 Plus?
I have imagined
That is an old iPhone.
expensive.
Yeah, that looks not cheap.
No price, right?
No, that's on.
Oh, this is from 2011. Oh my gosh.
$500. Oh my.
Oh
can
my
be
gosh. Can you imagine buying that for $500 and then trading your phone in and finding your new phone doesn't work?
Yeah.
Oh my
That'd be. Oh, they make
gosh.
little baby
Oh, they
version. That looks like a cornucopia. Like that's the what is they call that? All the food goes into. Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, cornucopia. Yeah. Well, for $10, it's a better deal than 540 because that
Yeah.
didn't make it sound much better either.
No. Yeah, you could get a 24 karat gold version of it though. I think I'd stick to bamboo.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. $10 if you want a conversation piece or something to just stand your phone in.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's a
or,
phone
yeah,
stand and
you-
directional.
For $10.
Nice, love it. Thanks, Mo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo. Mo, you'll get a Mad and a photo, an Alfred E. Newman photo. We may be coming to your house, Mo, because we're running out of photos. We may have to come to your house and get some of them back. So you'll get September Mad.
If we see any of these on eBay, we're gonna have to make a new rule. No, I'm just kidding. I trust Mo. He has a big family, so everybody in the family gets one.
I'm always happy to do it to whoever he wants.
Okay, and also don't forget to send in your videos. We need a ton. We are begging you.
We're doing like 6 shows in 3 weeks. So
begging
please,
you.
yes, we're begging. We're begging to please send us a video like instantly about anything that has a gadget in it, 2 to 3 minutes. Just tell us if you remember how much you paid for it. We love it if you have something in the cellar, in the attic, in the closet that you couldn't throw out. Just show us the gadget and show us how it worked, even if it doesn't work. Send us a video and a gadget you hated, a gadget you invented. Anything, 2 to 3 minutes. Use horizontal and make sure we can hear you. Put it on YouTube. There's a drop-down menu when you upload. Click unlisted if you just want people with the URL to be able to see it. And send that ULR to us. And that goes to mail@gizwiz.tv. Mail@gizwiz.tv. And we really need some. We're doing 6 shows in like 3 weeks.
I think that we could even say, normally we ask new video makers. We may have to open it up as, even if you sent a video before, maybe you could send another one.
Another video, yeah. We need videos.
We need some videos from you guys. And thank you so much for everybody who sent in a video before, or if you're planning on doing it for our upcoming recording spectacular for the month of September. Thanks. Actually, and in fact, we may need to mention people on Patreon. Keep on the lookout because I think next week I'm going to have to start the next month's theme, September's theme, next week a little bit early in order to.
I think the first show I think will be your last cooking gadget.
Yeah.
And then the second show we do 2 shows in a. Yeah. We do 2 shows in a row with like a 15 to 20 minute break in between.
Yep.
So
it'll be exciting.
It will be exciting.
Send them in, mail@gizwiz.tv. Also, we want to give a big thank you to our patrons over.
We need our letter.
Oh, what am I thinking? Here we go. To the letter.
Become the letters. Your lovely letters. Become the Giz Wiz letters
now.
So this was from a PR firm, and it was a survey, which I thought I'll try on you in the chat room.
Oh.
It's about smartphones for kids 1 to 6 years old.
What?
Okay. Yes, exactly. How many parents? It's a little more than 1,000 parents surveyed. What percentage of those 1,000-ish parents already bought a smartphone for their child who is between ages 1 and 6. Okay?
My guess, and chat room,
Your
you put in
gu-
your guesses, is
Right.
0.5% of parents.
0.5. Okay, 0.5%.
Out of 100
okay.
parents, there was a half that wanted it.
Well, okay, Eric
And
Gutman says,
the other spouse didn't want it. There was an argument.
wow. Oh my gosh, the chat room is
65.
very hot.
30? 10%?
Oh, they're aiming very high. No one's dead on it.
Pack and W says 3%.
Yeah,
97%.
No,
Here's the thing: is
okay.
if you don't have a child, and I meet a lot of children at the Mind Fair events, and I'm part of my like, hey, what's your name? How old are you? You know, I'm asking kids how old they are all the time. 6 and under is an age group where they kind of don't realize what's going on yet. Like, you're still kind of processing the world. Like, if you don't have a 6-year-old, you may not realize, like, also, when I worked at the summer camp that I worked at, Magic Camp, we didn't do 6-year-olds. We wouldn't take 6-year-olds because they're just not ready to learn yet. They're not ready to really sit down in class and, like, totally, devote themselves, unless you have a really brilliant 6-year-old. But 6 and under is, like, the toddler age in my mind. Like, I don't know if you'd be able to 100% communicate, here's how you use a cell phone to a 6-year-old.
Yeah. Okay. The answer is 20%.
Wow.
Now, a lot of them said they buy it more for entertainment.
Oh.
Because the kids can watch things on it.
This was an angle I did not think about.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'm thinking, what 1-year-old is in his? I don't know. Are you still in the crib at 1?
Exactly. I'm sorry. I'm the 1-year. Sell. Yeah, no, I totally short that stock. Get rid of it. I don't want it.
Right. Yelp, that rattle. That rattle is very low.
Crummy.
Low res.
This is going to get the worst Amazon review from me right now. Horrible.
Horrible. I'll do one more question because this I did not expect. What percent? 83% said their children spend up to blank hours a week on their phones. Okay, we're talking 1 to 6. 83% of the children spend blank hours a week with their phone. So I guess you have to weigh in.
Multiple choice?
Yes. No. There's a specific number.
I would say.
We have 20 hours from the chat room.
20. I would
20,
7,
30,
8. Like an hour a day seems like what I would expect parents to do.
They're shooting 30, 16, 21.
Okay, so let me think through this. Is if you have a 1 to 6-year-old and you have now given them a phone to entertain themselves, I could see them sitting there on that phone for probably 4 hours a day? Times 7. Let's round it up to 5 because I can do that math quickly. 35 hours a week.
Oh, okay. Well, now you're above. All right. Actually, a couple of you have it right on. 83% of the parents said their children spend up to 21 hours a week on the phone. So 3 hours, a day. 3 hours a day. Okay. But, it probably replaces their watching television, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. 100%. We were at I was at a family thing, and all the kids were on chairs playing, and they were young kids watching things on smartphones.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, phones are totally getting rid of TV. So if you think of Blue's Clues and any of the television shows, you can do that a whole lot better interactively on a phone, and the programming never turns off. It's not only in the morning, that you had Nick Jr. for Blue's Clues. You have it all day, and it can be much more interactive. It can be educational. You can start to teach numbers and letters.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
So
that makes a lot more sense. now. And also I'm imagining if I'm a parent and I'm in that 20% group that wants to buy a phone specifically for my child, I could buy the cheapest phone. You know, I go on Craigslist and get a 3, 4, 5 generation old phone because it just needs to be able to work. You know, it doesn't need to
now,
be able to.
The interesting thing was parents shied away. They're buying cheap phones,
Right.
but they're shying away from buying old or refurbished phones.
Really, the right new phones.
Yeah, new phones, but most of them are spending about $100.
Right.
And I think the top people are spending about $200.
And then another
the whole survey,
$50 on the case. For the phone. Yeah.
the waterproof, bulletproof,
Yes.
shatterproof.
Drop proof, yes.
The whole survey that was sent in by declutter.com, and it's spelled DECLUTTR.com, no E. So if you want to look for the whole survey, it's probably online. But it's kind of fun.
Crazy.
Kind of fun.
Awesome. With that, now it is time to give a big thank you to our patrons, patreon.com/GizWiz. If you want to support an independent show like us, please head on over to patreon.com/GizWiz. There, it's a reoccurring thing. Every time we publish an episode, you guys give back, and it just needs to be a little bit. Okay, we're not asking for crazy amounts of money. $1 an episode would be so nice. That would be fantastic. And you guys who are supporting us on Patreon, thank you so much. You guys really mean a lot to us. It really means so much that you guys support us every single show. And if every show isn't your thing and you want to give just a one-time donation, PayPal is probably the best way to do that. Head on over to our website, gizwiz.tv, click on the Patreon tab, and there's a PayPal link on there. Also, we have a meetup! On October 21st at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. starting, 4 p.m. Get the heck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Right here at Disneyland Studio in the studio. Nice day. We'll be in the backyard. We'll go upstairs to Dennis's apartment. We'll play match game. We'll give away lots of crap that I have around here and wish it wasn't around here.
I'm going to ship you some extra crap just so you can get rid of mine too. Do you want a spatula?
Chad, who has been traveling 400,000 miles until the meetup,
I will have
stay
orbited
there.
the Earth at that time.
Right, yes.
Least.
He will stay home and we will stream it.
Yes.
Live on our channel, probably on YouTube.
Live. It'll be great.
Live. And if you're here, you can come on camera and say hello to the chat room around the world. So if you're coming, just go to gizwiz.biz and click on Dick's log and blog, and there's a whole thing there about what to do. And just let me know you're coming. Just say meet up one person, meet up me. That's all. There you are. There, it's there. And while you're there, Chad, what can they do while they're there?
You can play What the Heck Is It? And this is like second to last week, so you got to get in your guesses now if you haven't guessed already. This is the gadget. You have to guess what it is. You don't know what it is, or maybe you do. It's pretty obvious that this is a sprinkler. Done. I don't know. I try to make a guess every single episode, and sometimes I know that I repeated myself so many times. It's just a sprinkler. There you go. If you think you know what this is, get a guessing over at gizwiz.biz. There are 6 Mad magazines for correct answers, and 12 Mad magazines for funny, hilarious, clever, or interesting answers. Hopefully you can make it a little bit more clever than sprinkler. If you want to do that, head on over to gizwiz.biz and send Dick an email. Also, you can head on over to gizwiz.tv. We're recording this show live just about every Thursday. September may be a little bit messed up. We'll have the schedule there on the top of the website, gizwiz.tv. You can catch the show live at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern Time. Or if you don't watch it live, it's always there for download at gizwiz.tv. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to get in your videos, send them our way, and we'll see you next time on the Giz Wiz.
I'll be here.